Footsteps creak on the attic floor, heavy and deliberate night after night. In a lonely Bavarian farmhouse, a family of 6 hears them, but no one's there. It's March 1922, and the Gruber family is about to face a horror that will echo through a century. Days later, they're found butchered, their blood soaking the hay, while their killer lingers in the house, eating their food, sleeping in their beds. Who or what could do this? Welcome to Darker Unveiled, where the shadows of history don't just whisper, they scream. This is the story of the Hinterkaifeck murders, a true crime so chilling it feels like a nightmare you can't wake from. Hit subscribe and step into a tale that will claw at your soul for 30 minutes. But be warned, some doors once opened never close. Hinterkaifeck wasn't a village. It was a speck in Bavaria's rolling hills, a single farm an hour's walk from the nearest town. The Gruber family ran it. Andreas, 63, gruff and tight-fisted. His wife Cecilia, 72, weary but sharp. Their widowed daughter Victoria Gabriel, 35, the farm's heart. Her children, little Cecilia, 7, and Josef, 2, and the maid, Maria Baumgartner, 44, who arrived just hours before the bloodbath. They were private, even standoffish, but whispers swirled. Andreas was rumored to have been too close to Victoria, maybe even the father of Josef. Money disputes and Victoria's singing in the church choir kept the neighbors talking. Hinterkaifeck was a place of secrets, and secrets draw shadows. It started with the snow. Days before the murders, Andreas found tracks leading from the forest to the farm, big, deliberate footprints, but none leading away. He told neighbors, half laughing, half uneasy. Then came the noises. Every night, footsteps paced the attic loud enough to wake the family, but searches found nothing, no dust disturbed, no boards loose. A key to the house vanished. A strange newspaper, not theirs, appeared in the kitchen. Victoria swore she saw a figure in the trees watching. Little Cecilia missed school, saying she was scared. Andreas brushed it off. "Ghosts don't walk in snow," he said. But something was closing in, and the family felt its breath. March 31st, 1922 was cold, the kind of night that bites your bones. Around dusk, someone lured the family to the barn, one by one. Victoria went first, maybe called by a voice she trusted. A heavy mattock, a farming tool like a pickaxe. Smashed her skull, 9 blows raining down as she screamed. Andreas followed, his head caved in with one brutal strike. Old Cecilia was next, her throat crushed, 7 blows tearing her face. Little Cecilia was last, her jaw shattered, but she didn't die. Not yet. She lay in the hay, clawing at her hair, alive for hours as her family bled out beside her. The killer stacked their bodies, covered them with a door, and walked back to the house. But the horror wasn't over. Inside, the maid Maria arrived, her first day on the job. She never had a chance. The mattock found her in the servants' room, splitting her head open. 2-year-old Josef, asleep in his cot, was the final victim. One blow crushed his tiny skull. The house fell silent, but the farm didn't. Neighbors saw smoke rising from the chimney days later. Bread was eaten, meat carved from the pantry. A dog was tied up, fed. The killer stayed, living among the dead, as if the house was now theirs. Who could do this? Why linger in a slaughterhouse? The question gnaws like a blade in the dark. 4 days passed before the world noticed. On April 4th, neighbors Lorenz Schlittenbauer and 2 others came to check on the family. The barn door creaked open, revealing the heap of bodies: Victoria, Andreas, old Cecilia, and little Cecilia, her eyes wide, hair torn from her scalp. In the house, Maria and Josef lay cold, their blood black on the floor. The men stumbled back, vomiting, shouting for help. Police from Munich arrived, but the scene was chaos. No fingerprints, no weapon, just a mattock too common to trace. The autopsies told a grim story. Most died instantly, but little Cecilia suffered, maybe for 6 hours, her small hands clutching her braids. The farm felt wrong, neighbors said, like the air itself was cursed. The investigation was a mess. Rural cops weren't ready for a massacre. They trampled the scene, let neighbors wander through, even served lunch from the Gruber's pantry while bodies lay nearby. Still, clues emerged. The footprints, the attic noises, the strange newspaper. They pointed to someone watching the family for days, maybe weeks. Money was left untouched. 600 gold marks sat in a drawer. This wasn't robbery. The killer knew the farm, knew the family's habits, but who? Suspects piled up like ghosts in the fog. Lorenz Schlittenbauer, the neighbor who found the bodies, was the first name. He'd had a fling with Victoria years back, maybe fathered her son Josef. Some said he wanted her money or resented her rejection. His story shifted. He claimed he touched the bodies to check for life. But why disturb them? Others whispered about Carl Gabriel, Victoria's husband, presumed dead in World War I. Rumors swirled he'd returned, mad with jealousy, to kill his unfaithful wife. A drifter, Anton Bickler, was seen near the farm, but his alibi held. The police even eyed Andreas himself. Could he have snapped, killed his family, then died? But the Mattox angles didn't fit. Every lead crumbled, and the case grew colder than the Bavarian winter. Then came the stories. Neighbors swore they heard moans from the farm at night, long after the murders. A teacher claimed Victoria spoke of a devil watching her. In 1923, a new family moved in. They fled within months, claiming footsteps echoed in the attic again. The farmhouse was torn down in 1923, but workers found a rusted mattock hidden in the walls, missed by police. Some called it cursed, said the land itself was poisoned by blood. In the 1980s, a local priest told students the killer was a restless spirit tied to Hinterkaifeck's secrets. Even today, Bavarians avoid the site, now just a field marked by a small shrine. Let's dig deeper. What do we know? The killer was strong. The mattock blows were precise, brutal. They knew the farm's layout, striking in the barn to avoid noise. They stayed days after, unafraid of discovery, as if taunting the world. The attic footsteps, the newspaper, the figure in the trees. They planned this, stalked the family like prey. But why? A grudge? Victoria's rumored incest with Andreas could have sparked rage in a lover or relative. Money disputes with neighbors like Schlittenbauer might have boiled over. Or was it something darker? The region's folklore spoke of vengeful spirits, and Hinterkaifeck's isolation felt like a stage for something unholy. Theories swirl like smoke. A serial killer, maybe the midnight murderer active in Germany then, could have passed through, drawn to the farm's loneliness. A military deserter hiding in the woods might have seen Victoria and snapped. Some point to the occult, the strange newspaper, the footsteps. The lingering killer hint at a ritualistic act. In 2007, a police academy reinvestigated, naming a suspect kept secret out of respect for descendants. But even they admitted the evidence was too thin. The case is a black hole. The more you look, the less you see. Here's the twist that'll haunt you. In 1922, a psychic claimed to contact Victoria's spirit. She whispered one word, Schlittenbauer. Decades later, a local woman nearing death confessed she knew the killer. A neighbor, she said, driven by shame and fury. She wouldn't name him, but her eyes flicked toward Schlittenbauer's old house. Was it him? Hiding in plain sight, eating the Gruber's bread as their bodies rotted? Or is Hinterkaifeck cursed, its truth buried with the farmhouse, stirring only when someone dares speak its name? 6 souls wait for an answer, their blood still screaming from the earth. What chills you most? The footsteps no one could find, the killer who lived among the dead, or the whisper of a curse that won't let go? Drop it in the comments, and if you're hooked on the dark, subscribe to Darker Unveiled. Hit the bell for more mysteries that sink their teeth in. But next time you pass a lonely farmhouse, don't stop. Something might be watching from the attic.